welcome in. I am so excited to have you here on another Monday in July. It is another scorcher. We are going through some really, really warm times. So I do have my air conditioner running. You may hear that in the background. I have my fan going. It's a multi cool down situation in the craft room today. It's really warm. I would love to know how warm it is at your house. So thanks for saying hi as you jump on. My name is Julie Maxon. I am the Maine Stamper. I am here for your weekly card class from Maine. I do want to know if you guys can hear me and see me okay as well. So just pop a comment in if you can. I am really excited to bring you tonight's card class. Now last week you may have BOGO'd with me. Last week was my big first ever BOGO, and I want to thank everyone who shopped with me during BOGO. Hi Lexi, thank you so much for saying hi. Hi Jody. Yeah, it's warm, isn't it? I'm feeling from my bunnies and my my chickens. The ducks, no problem. They just wet themselves down. They have a good time no matter the weather. Maybe we should all be like the ducks. They seem to be happy no matter what. So anyway, really excited to bring you this class tonight. I did ship out, if you paid shipping on your BOGO, it shipped today. If you're picking up your BOGO at my bingo event, it's still sitting here in my craft room. I have all kinds of bags of stuff for you guys. Hi Patty. So that reminds me, bingo. If you want to do bingo with me, bingo and cards at the end of July, you have to sign up by July 17th. Hi Jackie, I'm so excited to see you here. I want to know how hot it is, Jackie, where you are. Jackie's out farther west than us. And then also, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of the July Card Maker Club too. So I'm really excited about the July Card Maker Club. We are featuring the sophisticated sleds. We're kind of doing a Christmas in July. We're hoping to cool down a little bit. Hi Donna, it's good to see you. I shipped your package today. So July Card Maker Club Sophisticated Sled Bundle, which is a really great bundle. It's brand new online exclusive. You can buy it now if you want to, but you can get it for zero tax and zero shipping if you join my Card Maker Club and want to get it that way. So here's one of the cards. I'm just going to show you sneak peeks. One of the cards. It's like a country Christmas card class. Here's another one. You can see the great skates. There's a cardinal on that one. This one here, really great paper. You get some embossed piece, and then the blue one, of course, right? So it features the skates, the sled, the bird and the skates, sled, bird, skates. So you get the idea. You'll make 2 each of those cards with Card Maker Club. You also get designer series paper, half a pack of that, a full embellishment, full ribbon, 93. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? So Card Maker Club, if you're interested, you have until July 20th to sign up for that. You can also get the bundle with your Card Maker Club at the catalog price. So if you have any questions on Card Maker Club, let me know, but I wanted to share the sneak peek on that. So we're going to pop right into tonight's class since you guys are all here and I'm so excited to see you. So we are going to be working with Inspiring Snapdragons. And I have some really interesting tidbits to share with you because I like to share stories as well. Hi Michelle, I miss you. All right, I'm going to pop over. I'm going to ignore comments for a while, so it was really great to visit with you. I'll chat with you at the end. I'm going to turn to my desk, and that means I'm not going to be seeing comments. But you can still say hi as you jump on. I do love that. We're going to transition over right now. Okay, so here we go. Inspiring Snapdragons. I wasn't sure if I would like this bundle. I oftentimes purchase bundles or get them for half price. I definitely get my demonstrator discount, and I check them out, and then I bring them to you to show you what you might think of them. Now, the first thing I thought of when I saw these, of course I love Snapdragon flowers. Super fun, right? But these are tall flowers, and they're very almost artistically interpretive. Let me go with that. These could be Maine lupines. If anybody likes the lupine flowers here in Maine, these could be foxglove. These could be other flowers besides snapdragons. I feel like anything that has a cone, a tall cone flower, if you have any other cone flower type ideas that you can share in the comments, other ways we can use this. I mean, you might put this on a card and call it a snapdragon. Someone may receive this card and call it something entirely different. They're just conical flowers, 3 of them. 3 different sizes. You get 2 little dragonflies, and there's 3 sentiments. So one of my cards tonight in class will not have sentiment. It will be sentimentless. I used one of each of these on the cards. We've got Inspired by You, which is my favorite. So Sorry, which is always a sad occasion, right? Wishing You Strength. That's a nice one too. There's a little blotchy. This is a cling stamp set, and I want you to see that it's naked inside, right? All I have left is the outline of the red rubber. I've mounted up every stamp. We are using every one of these tonight on our cards. And we are also going to be playing with the dies. The dies were lost in my craft room yesterday for about an hour. I could not find them. I didn't know if I was going to have this class today. I was going to substitute in another class, but I found my dies late in the day and decided that this is what we're doing. So here's the dies that go with it, and you're going to see that there are line dies that are going to cut out the shapes of the stamped shapes, and then there's some bonus dies in here as well. So it's not a ginormous set, but you can see you're going to see that I'm going to use everything in it. Everything in it is going to be used. So it's one of those where you don't have extra pieces that you're like, why did they put this in here? I'm never going to use it. You're going to use everything in this if you get this set. This one is on page 72 of your annual catalog. 163674 is the order number, $52. If you love tonight's class and you get the Inspiring Bundle, the Inspiring Snapdragons Bundle, you can get the card kits and the embellishment for free. Like, that's all you have to do to get this for free. You can also order whatever you want. You don't have to order just this bundle. So here's the card kits, kind of a peek here at what we've got. Got them splayed out here. And this is the order that we're going to do them in, just in case you were wondering. So I'm going to keep them in the order. So my host code has changed this week. It's kind of a tricky one. It's MVDV2WMG. And there's a lot of craziness going on in that one, but this ordering special is good through Friday, end of day on Friday, July 17th. $40 order is going to get you the 4 card kits, and a $50 order is going to get the card kits and the embellishment that I'm using. I'm using the Adhesive Backed Dappled Dots. So you're going to see here, we've got them in 3 colors, pebbled path type color, or a taupe color, really, pretty in pink, and then this one could be peach pie. It could lend a little bit toward pumpkin pie, but those are the colors, and there's like little dot, like it's dappled. That's what it is. There's like white, almost marbly effect going into those. So those are the embellishments we're going to be using with our class tonight. So let's get to it. We are going to be doing this start to finish together because I didn't have time in the hustle and bustle to actually get everything prepped. So we're going to start to finish. This is going to be a start to finish class. So please don't let me lose my dies because it would be awful. So here is our first card kit. This is what you're getting in your card kit. I got to make sure I got everything out because I like to stuff things in. So you've got a little sentiment piece. You've got some really cute paper, and if you wanted to switch it up, you could probably flip it over and try it out. This is the To Market Designer Series paper, but it's got the really great purples in there. I'm giving you a couple of circles. These are stylish shapes. You're getting 2 punch pieces in soft seafoam. This is from the Bow Punch, my favorite, and I think I need a new one because I've really worn it out. You're getting this embossed piece. I don't know if you can see it or not. It is embossed with the Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder. So that is all the stuff that's going to come in your card kit. And this is the card that we're going to make. So let me check this. So this is the So Sorry. So for the So Sorry, I wanted to have some more somber colors because typically if you're apologizing or letting someone know that you're sorry about a situation, it's probably not the happiest situation, right? So we kind of went pebbled path and the purples because I really wanted some purples. So let's take a look at the bones of the card because I always like to talk about the bones of the card, how it goes together, and then what you can do with it from there, because honestly, if you don't have the Inspiring Snapdragons Bundle, you could substitute in, swap in any flowers that you wanted. And on this card in particular, you probably could put in just some leaves too. Doesn't even have to be necessarily floral. So I have, as you can see here, a very narrow white surround mat to this. Otherwise it would be tone on tone, and I did not sponge the edges to darken it, and I'm not going to lift it up with dimensionals. So the third way, these are all different ways that you can kind of make a tone on tone stand out. The third way is to just put a little tiny bit of another color cardstock behind it. So that's a really skinny little mat right there, right? So here's the bones of your card. We're going to continue on to create further, we're going to get further into the bones here. So I'm going to make sure this beautiful purple Designer Series paper stays upright and not the opposite side. This is going on a square of Blackberry Bliss. I like purples and grays together. I think they go really, I almost use Early Espresso, but then I was like, no. I think we need to stick with the grays, and Blackberry and Pebbled Path look really nice together. Now I'm just going to put this onto my card base. I'm going to put it all the way over to the edge of the white right here on the left. And there we go. So here's some bones to your card. So from here, if you chose to do whatever else you wanted to do, you've got all of these pieces right here. You've got a sentiment piece right here. And you could play with this purple paper too if you want to. That's what we're going to do next, actually. And we're not putting those circles down yet because we are going to stamp on them. So I'm just going to set aside the bones of my card, and we're going to do some stamping now. So for this, this card, we have Blackberry Bliss and Soft Seafoam. For the rest of my cards, we have 3 or more inks for every card because flowers deserve lots of color. And I went really crazy with, I was excited. I went really crazy with color today. So after we get through the somber card here, we're going to do way more fun cards. Now I'm using the little splotchy here, and I'm doing some stamping and then stamping off. So I'm getting first and second generation ink on each of my circles. You can add more if you want to, but I just wanted to use that little splotchy stamp with Soft Seafoam, and that kind of mimics the leafy, the little bow leaf punched pieces there. So maybe it's like they're shedding, but who knows, right? All right, Blackberry Bliss is going to come in next. As you can see from our flowers, we're going to have Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to do 2 of the 3 flowers. So let me just briefly tell you that this is the longest and biggest flower, and we're going to use this one a lot tonight. This is the biggest one. We're going to use the medium and the small one for this card, and you've got this piece of Fresh Freesia cardstock. I'm just going to ink this up in Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to put it onto my cardstock. And I'm going to do the same here again with the smallest one. You kind of see that they want to kind of bow together. They're really cute. And you can definitely just stamp these and go. You don't have to do the die cutting. You don't have to do all the fun techniques that I'm going to show you tonight, because I'm going to be showing you lots of different things with these stamps. Let me get my items out of the way. Now you have room to get 2 of them on here, but when I die cut, I like to have the separation of the papers. So we're going to die cut these real quick, and bring in my die cutting machine. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to fix up the edges of our die cut pieces. So we've got the 2 pieces right here. I've got my plates set up so that we have the base plate, the die cutting shim, which is like a white looking thin plate. And I've got 2 clear plates. There's a clear plate right now that the dies are going down with the cutting edge down. And then I've got my plate number 4 technically, right? So this is another clear plate, and I've surrounded my stamped images. And we're going to just die cut those. I kind of had gotten away from die cutting and doing all of the intricate things with you for a while, and for the sake of speeding through the process, but it's kind of nice to be able to like stop and do this with you guys again. So thanks for hanging out with me while I do this class tonight. All right, so you can see that these pieces right here look a lot different from these pieces that are on here. The reason that I decided they needed a little bit more oomph is that once I put them on here, they disappeared a little bit more into the background because we've got the same plaid colors behind. So I decided that I was going to bring in some ink. You know I love to play with ink, right? And we're going to bring in a dauber in the Blackberry Bliss colors. Is Blackberry Bliss? It is. So just like my sponges, my blending brushes, I should say, I have a dauber for every color, and I put little labels on them. Some of them are made from my little label machine, and some of them are just office supply stickers that I've written the name on with a Sharpie. So sometimes I'm technical and sometimes not quite so much. All right, so here's the difference between sponging the edges and not sponging the edges. So hopefully if my camera allows you to focus in on that, you can see what a difference it is to just do the little bit on the edges. You don't have to go crazy, but just a little bit, because we still want that Fresh Freesia that's behind the Blackberry Bliss stamped image to, you know, still poke through, right? So there we go. So think about stamping your flowers on color cardstock. You don't have to stamp on just white cardstock. So that's what we did here. Oh, we need to do our so sorry sentiment. I probably would turn some of these cards into other kinds of cards besides the sentiments that are here, but I am working with the sentiments here just to show you what you got. But I would definitely make these into other cards as well. So I'm using Blackberry Bliss. Now this is a cling red rubber, so you do your best here to line it up, not get ink everywhere. I might have smudged a little bit there, but that's okay. We're going to keep going with that one. So there is So Sorry. Let me move that out of the way. And now we're going to finish gluing things down. So I'm going to shift this way. Hopefully you can see. And I'm going to start with this first circle right here. So just adhesive of choice on here. You can turn your splotchings whichever way you want them to go. I'm going to put it right about here so you can kind of peek at that. If you get these card kits at home and you re-watch the video while you assemble, that's probably like the best way. I do send out PDF email tutorials as well that kind of tell you what to do, but sometimes it's nice to check out the video too, in case I forget something, right, when I'm typing them up. This leaf is going to go on this one, and this leaf is going to come over here, but this is really long, so I'm actually going to trim off. I'm going to trim the end of one of these because I'm just worried that it's going to stick down where farther than I want it to go, basically, is where I'm going to go with that. So I'm just going to put a little, hopefully a little bit of adhesive here. You know, I think things run more when it's warm. Like in the glue department, we have bigger chance of blobbing the glue. So I'm going to put one leaf there. So this is my short leaf that I chopped the stem off of, just to make it a little bit shorter. And just a teeny little bit of glue there. Hopefully that'll work. I'm going to bring this one up over here so you can kind of see that the soft sea foam kind of blends into that background that we have there with the little splotchy stamping. So this one's going to come on over here, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. If you decide you want to put a big one big flower on here, you probably could make that work. I'm going to put this one right here. So they're kind of meeting here in the middle, kind of in a V formation. And we're going to put our So Sorry up on some dimensionals. So we're going to pop that up and grab them out. Oh, that was my camera. I just bumped it. So sorry. So sorry. That was not planned. I'm sorry. That was not planned. And I said so sorry sincerely. I wasn't trying to say that's my sentiment. But I am very sorry. There we go. Okay. Apologies. I hope you're accepting my apologies. And we're going to sentiment here. And we're going to do it right side up. Good Lord. I hope yes, I have the card working. I feel like my brain is mushy in the heat. I don't know. Props to all you southern gals, all you southern people, because this heat has really fried my brain. I am like not doing well in the heat here. I am transposing letters and numbers and words and all kinds of weird, I don't know, my brain is like fried somehow. So let's do some embellishments, shall we? This class could be super interesting, by the way. That was just my side note, like this could go a little sideways. Okay, so I think our first card is done. If I've forgotten anything, looks like I didn't. I think I did it all. Okay, so card number 1 is done and in the books. There we go, card number 1. I'm just gonna flip over real quick and look at any messages that Jessica, oh, hey Jess, 105. Oh, bless you. I don't know how anybody can handle. Sandra Johnson, I miss you terribly. And Donna Buke, hi. So good to see you on here. Sandra Johnson, you have been on my mind. I really have meant to text you several times over the last couple of weeks, so I do need to catch up with you because I miss you. So sorry that I have not caught up with you. I might send you this card now because maybe you need a card that says, so sorry, I've been a slacker. All right, card number 1 is done. We're going to move on to card number 2. Card number 2 is going to be, now we're going to get into some fun colors. So for this card, we are actually going to use lots of ink pads. We're using Smoky Slate, Granny Apple Green, Flirty Flamingo, Peach Pie, and Daffodil Delight. Now Peach Pie is new. Peach Pie is a new in color. So you can see this kind of yummy little flavoring here of ink colors. And we have lots of stuff in the card envelope too. Let's check it out. So you're getting a Peach Pie card base, getting some white papers. You're getting a So Swirly embossed piece. So this is Flirty Flamingo. Let me just introduce you to Flirty Flamingo with Peach Pie. Look how cute they are together. I like these colors together. Now I'm not really an orange peachy tone fan. I have a hard time with these colors, but you put in a little pink and it works out. Now this again is the 2 Market paper, but look how cute this paper is. Like, oh my goodness. I love that. I love when you can flip paper over and it works beautifully. They got all kinds of white paper, and then you got a lot of stuff going on for this one. Let me show you the card. Really excited about this one. This is going to show us kind of a little bit of a technique with our stamping. It's got lots of layers, which I adore. This is my sentimentless card. So you can see that does not have a sentiment. As mentioned earlier, our choices are kind of slim for the picking, and I feel like this would be a cute birthday card. If this somewhere in here said get well, this could be a get well card, but currently it is blank on the outside and it's also blank on the inside. But we're going to put it together. We're going to talk about the bones again one more time, because I send a lot of things that all you have to do is glue and assemble. There is some stamping involved, of course, but a lot of things are glue and assemble. So this first piece of white, this is a square, and it's going to come on here on your card base, and you're going to mat it top, left, and right. So you can see here that it's matted. So you can see, hopefully you can see, it's a different layout. It's not a full all the way to the bottom layer. I've changed my layers up a little bit. So this is kind of a cheating way. I know that postage just went up. I know that I like to make really heavy cards, right? So you still want to stay within that 1 ounce to get one postage stamp on. So maybe you're going to make some of your layers a little bit smaller if you want to add a lot of layers like I do. So that's kind of a way to just shorten things up here and there, bring your layers in a little bit in dimensions, and you can still send out really fun cards. They don't have to be really boring cards, right? So I've just put the Designer Series paper on this Flirty Flamingo mat. This is going to go down next. Another way you can make your cards weigh a little bit less and still keep all the great layers is to not use an insert on the inside, especially with a card that is light in color. You could stamp here and right here without having to put an insert in, or you could choose to make a smaller insert. It doesn't have to fill the whole inside of your card. So those are some ways that I'm going to probably start incorporating into my card kits, just because, right, we're all a little bit aware of how expensive postage is, but I still want to send cards that have lots of things to them, lots of interest. I don't want to send a really boring, here's a piece of cardstock folded in half, and you know, that's just not my jam. Okay, so I've got all kinds of stuff here. This is a piece of Flirty Flamingo on a piece of white cardstock, and so again, kind of like little layering pieces, things that you can do with your extra bits that you have left over. Now when I put this on here, I'm going to line up the white edge that's on the bottom with the bottom white edge right here, and we're going to get that right across there. I think I might have cut that a little bit longer. I did. I cut this longer. Yours is going to be shorter. It should actually match up to the Flirty, and I realized that I had that going all the way across. But we still have a square here, and that's where I was going with it. It's kind of like a little square, and we're going to put our embossed piece. This is from the So Swirly embossing folder, and you can look to see if you like the front or the back. So there's an embossed and a debossed side. I usually just plop it down. I usually don't take a long time to try to decipher how I want that to work, but you definitely have that leisure at home when you get these kits in the mail. So you have time to like decide, okay, which side do I really want to use? So I've put dimensionals on this piece to go onto this card base, and you're going to see here that I have 2 on the bottom and I have 3 at the top, and I didn't put anything right here because when this flips over, it's going to hit this bumpier, lifted up layer, right? So it's going to come on here, and I don't necessarily need to put extra dimensionals there where it's a little bit taller. So that is some of the methods to my madness as I layer on the layers. I always play with my dimensionals a little bit. So again, these 2 bottom ones are they're gonna come down here on the bottom of this one, and we're gonna just put this right about there. And this is what you can do with your card kit, and then you can decorate it from here. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be snapdragons, and it doesn't have to be dragonflies. You have this, you have some extra white paper left over. You can add whatever flowers you have at home if you're not interested in the Inspiring Snapdragons. However, I'm going to tell you right now, I had a lot of fun playing with these. All right, so this is the largest Snapdragon flower, and we are going to do some ink blending with our daubers on here. I just need to move things out of the way because I feel kind of messy. I feel like I'm going to just get messy. We have daubers. I have Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple, and Peach Pie. So I've got my daubers here, and we're going to start at the top with daffodil. And we're going to just daub on the color. Now, this is the greatest thing about red rubber stamps, is that you can easily apply the ink just like this. So I'm coming down here probably about halfway or so, right? I'm being very generous with the yellow, but I'm going to blend in other colors on top of the yellow. So the next color we're going to do is peach pie. So we're kind of getting that variegated color in here. So here's peach pie. So the peach pie, I'm going to start lower than my yellow and kind of just work it up a little bit. So we're going to work in some peach pie. That sounds really good. I kind of skipped dinner tonight, really, and getting ready for this class. I was like a little behind, so it's not uncommon for me to not eat dinner on a Monday night. So peach pie sounds really good. All right, now we're bringing in the Flirty Flamingo. We're going to skip this little bottom stem in these bottom leaves. So we're just going to try to hit the flirty toward the bottom here and skip where we think should be green. Okay. So this is going to be really hard to see until we stamp it. So just kind of work with me here and wait for the wonder, because it's going to be awesome. All right, so Granny Ample Green, we're going to try to just hit these 2 leaves on this side and 2 kind of leaves on this side and the stem. And again, you can also do this with Stampin' Write markers. But the blending part I like to do with the daubers, because I feel like you can blend better with the daubers. With the markers, you're just kind of coloring. All right, here we go. We're going to put this down here. We're going to hold this just for a second. Let me move up slightly. I know you get a glare from my light. There's no perfect thing here. You should just come to my craft room and hang out with me. Okay, so, and there it is. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Is that not the coolest? So you get the deeper colors at the bottom, and it kind of goes up into the yellows. And I think it's just so pretty. So that is a fun thing that you can do with sponge daubers and red rubber stamps. Now let me just clean this off, because we are going to use this on the next card, where we're going to do something very similar, because once I did this technique, I just wanted to keep doing it. All right, let me move some things aside while we're stamping real quick. Let's do our dragonflies in Smoky Slate for this card. So there are 2 little dragonflies, if I can find them. 2 dragonflies right here. Oh yeah, we have to die cut these, Julie. That's probably a good idea to do this all at once, isn't it? Okay, so you're going to be able to get your little dragonflies on there. They're super cute. You've got one that has full wingspan, and then you've got one that has, I should clean these up too, like a sideways look. Now, if you prefer one over the other, you can definitely make, well, actually, you could probably make as many dragonflies as you wanted to, right? This is just white paper. So you can dragonfly up your whole card if you want. You can put them on the inside. All right, we're going to die cut these 3 things, because as mentioned, I did not do these ahead. So we're die cutting and then we're assembling. But I think we're doing pretty good. We are on card number 2, in case you're just joining us. We are doing Inspiring Snapdragons. I really like this bundle more than I anticipated that I would. It's kind of funny. I was talking earlier on that I get the bundles, check them out. Some of them I love until I work with them, and then I'm like, not sure if I love it as much anymore. And some of them I get and I'm like, I'm not sure if I love it, and then I play with it and I do love it. So this is one of those that I wasn't sure about, got it, and really like. I've had a lot of fun playing with this one. So we have more cards to come with more techniques. So I'm really excited to share with you. In the catalog, if you're looking at this bundle, they do show you also a sample where they've done some heat embossing as well. So there's different things that you can do with this. I'm not showing you everything tonight because, you know, we have limited time together, but definitely check out ideas. Okay, so now that we have our beautiful little flower done, our little, so isn't that the cutest thing? I really think that you could probably make this several times and it would not be the same. I did not pop this up on my first card, but I think I'm going to pop it up this time. So sometimes I like to change things up a little bit. We're going to put 3 dimensionals on here. We're going to see what we like. I do like these colors together though. These are bright, cheery colors for sure. I think this might be a birthday card for someone that I know that has a birthday coming up. So I'm going to probably turn this into a birthday card. All right, so now that we've popped that up, we really need to pop up our little dragonflies too. And I don't know, this might be a little bit trickier. We may need to pull in some minis. Let me grab, do I have minis in my little box here? I do. All right, if not, we would get creative with scissors. Let me see, will these work on here? I hadn't tried this before this, so this is like, this is the part of the card class where I experiment a little bit live and try to not epically fail. Okay, so I have some dimensionals on here, so we're gonna pop this guy on over here. Now that I have dimensionals on his wings, he's gotta be out a little bit further. He can't be quite on the flower because I didn't set my dimensionals up appropriately. Okay, this guy definitely could fit one on his sideways wings, so he's only getting one dimensional, but he should be good. And we're gonna pop him up over here. Oh, cute. I like it. I don't know if I like it better or not, but I do like it. And let me get rid of these dimensional backings real quickly. They drive me nuts. Okay, we're going to bring in some of our embellishments, and we're going to use the orangey peachy toned ones. And I'm kind of a classic girl. I went with just three of them right here, big one and then two small ones kind of in a row. I didn't mix them into my card. Let's continue my experimentation here today. I'm going to mix them in as if I would normally I'm kind of doing it in this pattern, if you will, kind of like on the stamped situation. So let's see how this works. And I need your opinions because your opinions are awesome. Okay, so totally changed it up. What do you think? Do you like my original card where I have embellishments over here? Flat. I could probably lift them up so you could see them better. Flat dragonfly, flat flower. Or do you like the popped up version with the dimensionals? And then I've changed the, put the embellishments on the white embossed piece. I think the embellishments show up better over there, so I kind of like that. But that's card number 2. Super quick and easy, right? Really cute. And when you get the card recipes for this class, you have the dimensions, the cutting dimensions, and you can recreate this with different colors, different cards. You could use this layout and make an airplane card. You could use this layout and make a Christmas card. So you can definitely change up your colors in your designer series paper, but still kind of keep your same dimensions. So keep that in mind when you're getting your card kits from me. There's lots of value there. I'm glad you are enjoying them as much as you are. All right, we're gonna pop over one more time. Check out, hi Kathy, you always make me smile. You guys are so awesome. Okay, I'm getting some mixed signals here, original and popped up. So you guys are awesome. I love that there's something for everyone. That's the best part about the crafty things we do, is really that there is something for everyone. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can work with the kits, have a lot of fun. This is our 3rd card already. I feel like this is flying by really fast. So maybe this is a pretty simple card class. And maybe that's a good thing, right? It's summertime. We're trying to enjoy our time together. So you're going to see here a label. This is like a sentiment label. This is from the Nested Essentials dies. You're getting an eyelet embossed piece, eyelet embossing folder. This designer series paper and this card, this is our 3rd card. This is Lily Pond Lane. And fun fact, Lily Pond Lane designer series paper, look at the ducks. See, happy ducks. They love water. This is the paper pack that I won when I went to Stampin' Up's convention back in March. I was really excited about that. We have a pretty pink card base, and we have white. So you can see here white, cherry cobbler, pretty and pink, really great colors together. Look how cute all of this is for your card kit, right? So let's talk about the bones. And we should probably show off the card. Julie, everyone wants to see the card. So this is our next card. I use the sentiment, wishing you strength, because again, limited sentiments here, and this fit really nicely here. I feel like this should say happy birthday. Like this, I think maybe every stamp should come with a happy birthday sentiment in it, because we're always making birthday cards. But I'm sure you have a birthday sentiment or 2 or 3 you can choose from. But here we're going to play with some of the great little snapdragons again. But let's put our bones together so you can see what you can do with this card if you're not using snapdragons. They are inspiring, by the way. It says right in the title, Inspiring Snapdragons. All right, so this is just a white mat going down onto our pretty pink card base. And then we have this really cute designer series paper. Again, depending on which section you get, you may not get cute ducks, but you could make a card with cute ducks if you really wanted to. I do love the pink gingham. I think I would take a whole pack of pink gingham paper please and thank you, because it's really fun paper. I'm probably going to use all of the pink gingham paper out of my paper pack, and then I'll be stuck with all the other random papers that I probably are like, I don't know, they're not my favorite. Okay, so we're doing some great matting here, as you can see, and you could stop right here if you wanted to, add a flower in your sentiment and be done. You could save this for another card. You could put this on the inside if you wanted to as well. So there's lots of options here. We are going to use this on our card front, but before we do, we're going to deepen it down. So I don't know if you can tell the color difference here, but we are going to sponge this a little bit when we get to that point. We're going to stamp on this guy, we're going to stamp on this guy, and we're going to stamp on this guy. We've got some stamping to do. We're going to start with our big dragonfly. No, make that a snapdragon. Our big snapdragon. And we're going to do the same technique we did on the last card, but this time we're going to use different colors. So think about all the colors flowers come in and make your snapdragons really pretty. We're going to use pretty and pink, speaking of pretty, real red, and cherry cobbler. So these colors go together so beautifully. I adore them. And we're going to kind of do the same thing we did before. We're changing it up just slightly because we're going to add the white detail dye over top, and it's going to cover up some of our stamping, but wait until you see this. This is so cool. I just have to find the right daubers, because again, they all go very specifically to an ink pad. This is pretty in pink. It is not yet labeled, so you can see here I have real red, which has my fancy label maker label, and my cherry cobbler is just office supply with a Sharpie. All right, so we're going to start with pretty in pink, just like we did on our this is our third card. Just like we did on our second card, I'm going to be really generous with pretty in pink ink. I'm really covering about 2/3 of it. And we're going to put this one away, but not too far because we're going to use it again. Next, we're going to bring in the real red. So when I start the real red, because we're really doing kind of like tones that vary into each other more so than the previous card where they kind of went together, but they didn't quite. They weren't all yellows, they weren't all oranges, they weren't all pinks. This is just kind of a form of red to pink, right? So I'm going to start a little bit lower here, and I'm going to below my pretty in pink. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to very lightly go up. And I'm not going to go up too far. I'm kind of using less pressure, so I'm getting less red as I go up. So hopefully it's going to turn out beautifully. Now let's go to cherry cobbler. We're going to kind of do the same thing, but we're really going to stick low on the cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler, we're not going to pretend these are leaves this time. We're just going to do the leaves and maybe a little bit of the base in the cherry cobbler. And that's it. We are done. Now, that's pinks and reds. Think about purples, think about more of your yellow colors, all the good things. We're going to stamp this on here so that we have room to die cut this image and also die cut the outline image as well. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Hopefully you guys can see this, the varying pattern. So it's really dark down here, and then we've got the red blend right about here, and then it kind of goes up into the pretty and pink. So just like it fades as it goes up, which I think is so pretty. So I really like this particular technique. Let's stamp our sentiment in cherry cobbler onto our little die here. And this says, wishing you strength. So we're going to do that one. So again, these are red rubber stamps. They take the ink really, really well. It sometimes is hard to know that you're lining it up really, really well. So practice, practice, practice. There we go, wishing you strength. That worked out nicely. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to clean all these later, but I don't want to get them onto my other items. That would be sad, right? I tend to get ink everywhere, as probably most of us do. All right, we're bringing back pretty in pink. I thought the little dragonflies would be cute in pink. I just didn't want to bring in another color. So pink they are. They almost look like little bows, right? They're a little wispy and cute. So we're going to put our little dragonflies here onto this little square of white, and of course you could use any color at home, but these guys are going to be pink. All right, now we're going to talk about how we're going to die cut these. We need the medium die, nope, large. We're using the large die. I'm just grabbing it out, large die, and the large detail die. So you're going to see here that you can fit these on here. You could even go this way if you wanted to. You're going to be able to fit both of these on here and die cut them at the same time. You can cut them apart if you want to. I'm going to cut the dragonflies apart for sure. And let's see how this is going to work. So let me bring in my die cutting machine. And we're still set up. I think I'm going to flip my my plate. I do flip my plates randomly just so that they don't wear and get that warping middle that kind of bends and folds and is wonky, right? So I have room on this paper for my stamp and my little detailed die. So just make sure those are on there. And I'm going to sneak in my little dragonflies here as well. So let's put those in here. And that's another reason it's nice to be able to cut those up so that that way you can kind of sneak in more paper that's smaller around your other dies, and then you know, one less run through the machine. Okay, here we go. We're going to die cut these. Let me back this out just slightly so I can sneak this top plate in. Hold everything in place with my fingers until I can't. And there we go. There we go. We're going to see how this did. You're going to see the detail die now. Oh, my dragonfly is not quite nice at all. Totally, he kind of slid off. I might not use him this time. That would be a restamp, and you know, I did throw a lot of things through at the same time. So obviously, washi tape is your friend. There's other kinds of tapes that will hold. There's mint tape, holds your dies in place while you're die cutting so that you don't have that situation. I usually just kind of wing it, and then if it doesn't work out, I start over. So here's my really pretty Snapdragon. Here's the white that's going to go over top. So it's going to kind of fill in some of that. And then we have a good dragonfly and a not quite as good dragonfly. So we're just going to, keep moving though. We're not going to worry about redoing him. There's just going to be one less dragonfly on this particular card. So to adhere the detailed piece to the Snapdragon, what I'm going to do is very carefully on my silicone mat put a little bit of glue, if it didn't set up too much, little bits, just little dots here wherever there's a bigger spot that will take glue, not going super crazy because it really doesn't take much. If you can tack it down in a few spots, you're good. Okay, so that's tacked on there. I'm going to turn this right over and put this right on top of my stamped and die cut image. And there we go. Well, nope, there we don't go. Look at that, it came right back up again. Okay, now we're going to do it like this. We're going to press a little bit more aggressively and tell it that we would like it to stay there. I'm going to put it upside down and kind of go this way with it too. So there is our cute little flower, something totally different. And we are going to put all of these things onto our card base. Oh, we didn't do this part. We forgot to do this part, so let's do this real quick. We're going to bring in, what color is this? Cherry Cobbler. This is Cherry Cobbler. Now this is also extra. You do this for extra credit. No, I'm just kidding. If you want to do something like this, you certainly can. I feel like the embossing, especially on this eyelet folder, which is super fabulous, it really brings out these little pieces on here, like really, really cute. So it just adds some great texture without adding texture. It's just ink. I love what ink can do. So we're going to come over here now that this is nice and inky, and it's probably going to spread and smear because I didn't let it dry in between, but we're going to put this on our card base right about here and hope that we don't get red ink on a white section where we don't want red ink. Okay, I think we did it. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to add in our flower, and we're going to add in our sentiment, and we're almost done with this one too. So we're going to put a whole bunch of dimensionals everywhere. I think I'm going to do 5 on that one, and then we're going to do 3 probably on the big Snapdragon flower because it's kind of tall. So I love these pinks together, but again, other colors would work too. If you just think about your flower gardens and the colors of your flowers, I like that this stands out nicely against the red. It's nice and bold. So we have this card almost finished, and we're going to make sure that we are opening it the right way. All right, I'm going to bring this over here. Did this not stick? Look at that. It's bringing up some ink and everything. I think it's the heat and humidity is just totally against me in so many ways. Okay, And now this one is sticky to my work surface. I'm going to pop it back up. We're going to put it over here, and it's going to be on the card. Wishing you strength. Yes, perfect. Okay, now we have a single dragonfly that survived, and I got to decide where I want to put it. Because I don't think I want it at the bottom now. I think I want it at the top. These guys I just glued on a little bit, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here, and I'll put him on right over here. So he's at the top of the centimeter. So just one dragonfly on this one versus the 2 on this one. And like I said, I could go back and cut out 7 more of just that same exact dragonfly if I wanted to. So it's up to you on which ones you want. These little pink embellishments are super cute. They blend in a little bit, so they might be harder to see on camera. They might be harder to see in pictures, but in person, they really pop off the page. Which is nice. So there we go, card number 3 in the books. So we've kind of done a couple of techniques similar where we've sponged our stamp just because I loved it so much. I did it once and I had to do it again. But this one differs from card number 2 because we added in that outline, the detail die over top. So there's 2 different versions that you can do. It doesn't matter what colors you use again on that. It's just really super sweet. So hopefully you guys are loving this class so far. We have one more card to jump into, and I'm going to do that next. I'm looking to see comments real quickly. Elisa Max and Wing. Brushing the embossed paper definitely makes it pop. It was fun to watch. The design reveals you brush. Edison says your card is pretty. Hi Edison, Mimi loves you. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. I love that you're watching. Okay, so wishing you strength. Card number 3. Okay, card number 4. This one is like summertime fun. First of all, I want to show you the card kit. Okay, and I want you to look at these colors and think a little bit about what they might remind you of, especially in the summertime. I don't know about you, but these remind me of popsicles. The old-fashioned popsicles, right, where you get purple. I think you got more of a cherry red, but close enough, right, and an orange. I remember them coming in these 3 flavors in a box when I was growing up in the summertime. This was like a staple, right, the popsicle colors. So this is kind of like a popsicle color card. We do have a little bit of granny apple green, so this is a really fun, bright card. And the reality is the rest of this card is kind of plain and boring. We have a lot of white going on against these pops of colors. We have a thick white card base. We have a white layer, so it's kind of like white, white, and white. We have a plain white layer, an embossed white layer, and then a piece of designer series paper that you could use either way, but I do like the lighter version. And let me see if I can find my card so I can share it with you. Okay, this card is really awesome. This is like probably my favorite card. This one pops. This one is going to use this Snapdragon dies in a different way. So we're not actually stamping this time. We're just using the detail dies and the line art dies. And I love the popsicle colors here. So this is what we're making with this card. So let's put the bones together because I'm going to share with you how I did this part. And we're going to take these 3 panels. So I've got the embossed white in the middle. Again, it might be really hard to see online. I've got the designer series paper on the right. I've got the plain white on the left. So I'm going to line these up kind of roughly, and then I'm going to glue them down. So we're just putting these onto the white panel. We're not putting them on the card base. This is going on the white panel. So if you're playing at home, put them on your panel, and we're going to just kind of put them on here. We're dry fitting as we go, and then we're adding them in. So we're going to add in this white embossed piece. This is from the Timber 3D embossing folder, probably my go-to folder for almost everything. In fact, I just replaced my original because it got cracked and a little damaged. I use it a lot. My class friends use it a lot, and so I did buy another one because I'm like, I love this folder. I can't possibly be without it. So the correct one has been taped. It does work. So you can glue or tape, or you can manipulate your embossing folders if you have issues with them. But it's really nice to have ones that are like in perfect condition. So this piece that we just put our 3 pieces of cardstock and designer series paper on, this is going to go onto our card base with a lot of dimensionals apparently, because now I'm going crazy. Okay. We must stop. There's plenty here, more than enough. Okay, so remembering which way your card opens, we're going to take all these backings off. We have a few here. But this is a really, again, a really great sketch to follow along with when you're working with, you know, if you're stuck on a design idea, grab one of mine. I have some really great layering pieces. If you like to use layers like I do, just, you know, play with your paper, make yourself some nice layers. All right, so this layer right here is smudged at the top. Actually, I think that's sticky instead of ink, although it could be both. It's mostly going to come off. That's really nice. Okay, rubber erasers, got to have them. Okay, so that takes off the sticky, and you can see here that the by popping up this white piece on the card base, it helps it to stand out a little bit. So it's going to stick up a little bit. Now we have so much die cutting to do. We're going to do all this die cutting, but let's do our stamping with, where do we want? We want Gorgeous Grape. I use Gorgeous Grape for the sentiment, Inspired by You. This is my favorite sentiment in the stamp set. I don't know. I like to inspire others, and I know the word inspiring, right, is just, it's inspiring. The word inspiring is inspiring. So Inspired by You, I did trim the end a little bit. So we're just going to snip that one just slightly. And I'm going to cover this up so I don't make a big mess. But we are going to come back with our popsicle colors, Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, and Pumpkin Pie. Probably super summery fun, right? So we're going to go ahead and bring in the die cutting machine. We have a bunch of die cutting to do. I'm wondering if we can get it all done on one pass. I don't know if we can. Like I said earlier, I did not, maybe we'll do 2 passes. I did not get these things done ahead. Sometimes I do them ahead. So the biggest Snapdragon is going to be done in Gorgeous Grape. So we're going to pop these on here. You're going to see you have plenty of room. Very, very generous with my card pieces sometimes. I might trim that down a little bit more. Let's do, I think we can get one more on here. The medium flower is going to be in Melon Mambo. So we'll do these 2, and then we'll do the other ones afterwards. So we have quite a bit going on here on our die machine. Okay, so we got detail die, we got outline die. We are not stamping these ones. I do love to just create with die cuts. I love stamping, don't get me wrong, but sometimes making things out of paper is just very satisfying. Let's go with that. So we're going to pop all these off, and then we're going to kind of clean some of this up with our take your brush. This is the my words are not working today. Take your pick tool, and we have the die brush attachment on it. And if you didn't catch me saying earlier, my brain is just mushy in the heat. I just can't think of all the things sometimes. All right, so we have 2 Snapdragon flowers. We've got Grape and we've got Melon Mambo. So let me move those aside. I'm going to just kind of sweep my crumbs here into my trash-ish. Some of them go on the floor, and I'm okay with that. And we're going to come back through with one more cut of the die machine because we need to do our Pumpkin Pie Snapdragon, and we need to do the stems. So we have these 2 pieces left, and we have, let's see, the smallest Snapdragon detail die, smallest Snapdragon outline die, and then we've got these little stems that are going to go through. So these are super tiny. You are going to be able to fit all 3 of them onto this piece of Granny Apple Green, just like that. Just, you don't want them overlapping. You want them to be individually laying on your die cutting machine, kind of like that. So you can see that better. And then we're going to go ahead and die cut, and then this will be the end of the die cuts. But there's more. We're not just going to assemble them. There's always a little bit something more. Because right now they're super plain Jane. Plain Janes. Here we go. We're going to pop these out, hopefully. Excuse me. Let me get a sip. I think things are getting dry. My voice is going to go away now. Okay, we have our beautiful little pieces here. Let's see if if I can get these little green guys off of here. They're very tiny. The dies look small. What comes actually out of the dies is even tinier. So I don't know if you can see or not, but here's my little pieces of green. They're very, 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 very narrow. All right, let me clean down here for just a second, and then we're going to work on our flowers to make them beautiful, because right now they need help. They're not as beautiful as they could possibly be. So you can see here how boring they would look if I just did purple on purple compared to how they look right here on my card. So I'm going to show you my secrets that I love to share. Okay, so we're going to just take the detailed pieces of each, and we're going to start with the Gorgeous Grape, and we are going to bring in a blender brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and Gorgeous Grape this quite nicely. I want you to see there's a really cool stencil here that you can do with your die cut, right? So even if you just use the die cuts, you can do kind of a cool stencil. And now that I have that deepened down, it almost makes it look like it's two different tones of paper, which is so awesome. All right, so we're done with Gorgeous Grape. We're going to repeat here for Melon Mambo. And bring in my blender brush for Melon Mambo. Same situation. We're just going to, I love these blender brushes. They make really quick work out of getting your fingers messy. Also, they work on paper as well, in case you weren't sure about that part. Okay, so pumpkin pie. We're into our third one here. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Okay, so here is our third one in pumpkin pie. Now we can start attaching and assembling. And I have a little bit of a secret on how to do those skinny, skinny, skinny stems as well. So let's start with the big guy here. We're going to bring in, so right side up here for the outline shape. And we're just going to add a little bit of glue here on the purple here, wherever it fits nicely. Just tiny little dots. Teeny tiny dots. Don't go crazy. Okay. The silicone mat is awesome to work with too, because it does help to, in case it gets super sticky, messy. Okay, so we've lined up the purple on purple. Really pretty, right? Now we're going to do the same thing with the Melon Mambo. Just make sure we don't have extra glue where I don't really need it. And we're going to do the same thing again, little dots here and there. A little bit of glue, not too crazy. I think I put glue on my mat. Okay, so here's this guy. I love that each of these die cuts, each of the flowers has a different tilt to it. They're all different sizes, obviously, right? You've got a large, medium, small, but they all kind of go in different directions. So they're not matchy, 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 which is nice. They're all a little bit different. And the little one guy, he's so cute. Super cute. Now you'll notice that I made the smallest one orange, which is my least favorite color to work with. So that was not like a mistake. It was kind of done on purpose. I'm like, I only need a little bit of orange on this card. I don't need a lot. Obviously, purple is a big draw. People really like purple. And of course, I want to make the biggest one purple, right? Why would I not make the biggest flower purple? All right, so there are the cutest little flowers all put together. So this is what you can do with your dies if you're just playing with your dies. Now let's talk about these stems. They come in 3 different lengths. So I'm going to kind of put them here just like this. Now you may think that you would want the biggest stem on the biggest snapdragon, but I'm going to tell you that you want the opposite actually. We're going to turn these guys over just like this, and I'll show you why. And we're going to use tear and tape. We're going to make this easy because this is really tiny. These stems are crazy small. Okay, so just a smidge of tear and tape, like a little pinch will do you, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to line this up, and we're going to put the smallest one. I'm going to keep the pointy end up, keep the more rounded end down. Okay, so here's my 3 Snapdragon cards, right? 1, 2, 3. So there's the longest one. This is the second longest one. It's going to go on the medium card. So just like this. And then the smallest one is going to go on the, so we're doing opposite. Smallest green stem is going on the longest Snapdragon. Now, if you're just making one and you wanted to make super long Snapdragon, what have you, you're good to go. My dog is snoring at my feet. This is adorable. She's very comfortable in the air conditioning. Okay, so the reason that we did it like this rather than the opposite is that when you line up your flowers, if you can picture them, kind of top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, now they all kind of go across the card like this. So you've got your longer stem here, and then your shorter stems as you go down. So hopefully that made sense as to why I did that way. Now, of course, if you want to do the opposite, you certainly can, but that's just how I did mine. I felt like it made the most sense to fit them on the card and take up room kind of top to bottom. So as I'm putting them on here, you can see that those stems work really well with what I got going on right there. So these are just going to get glued down. Now you can leave this little sticky tape or you can take it off. Depends on your mood, to be honest. So we're going to pop this one on right here. So the purple one starting right over here, going down flat. Remember, we did dimensional up the white layer with the cardstock and the designer paper on it. So we're going to pop this guy on, and you can, if you haven't like totally glued them securely to every surface, right, you can kind of sneak in underneath one to the next if you want to. Notice I am not putting any glue on the stem. There is no need for that whatsoever. The stem is secured by the tear and tape to the flower. Does not need to be glued down. It would be way too much. That would be way too much stress, in my opinion. Way too much stress. Aren't these the cutest little, like, these little snapdragons? Are they not so cute going across the card in these fun colors? Now I am going to put this on. I might trim this up a little bit. I should have stamped my sentiment farther to the left. There we go. That's going to work better for me. And I'm going to put this up with some dimensionals. I also want you to know I did not put any embellishments on this card. I didn't feel like the ones that I had necessarily worked well. Like I feel like this would be like a gem embellishment, maybe something white. And then you can decide how high you want this to go, right? So you can cover up if you want to the bottom of these as they go down. This I kind of wanted them to just have a little bit of a peak of at least the bottom of the Snapdragon, so you can kind of see the bottom of that through there. And I pretty much kept this the same because I really, really like this card. This is my favorite card. I would love to know which card is your favorite card. Let's take a look at them real quick here. So we've got card number 4. We're going in backwards order now. Card number 3. Get them all in here. I know, it's crazy, right? Card number 2. That was a fun one. I really like that one as well. And then the first card is our So Sorry card, our sympathy card. So these are the cards from your card class today. When you do a $40 order in my online store with my host code this week, you're going to get a card kit for free. So one each of the 4 designs, and then you get the embellishments here for free if you go over $50. So that is a really awesome deal because actually there's an embossed piece on every card tonight. I'm looking card number 2. Lexi likes card 2. Michelle likes card 4. Jess likes card 2. I like card 2 a lot too. That's awesome. Lori wants to mix and match colors. Yeah, absolutely. This is a really fun. You guys are loving 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Oh, Donna likes number 1. Jody likes number 1. That's awesome. We don't like to make sympathy cards, but when we do, we want them to be really beautiful. So I'm loving that you guys are all like all over the board on which card is your favorite. So thank you so much for joining me. This is 9 o'clock, so we did like an hour together. Don't forget about the Card Maker Club. I did a sneak peek at the beginning of the cards with a sophisticated sled bundle. If I can find them again. Popped them right down here. So Sophisticated Sled Bundle is an online exclusive. So you're kind of we're doing some country Christmas this month. If you're interested in checking out Card Maker Club, you make 2 each of these 4 designs. You get designer series paper, embellishment ribbon, recipes, all the good stuff. And then you can get the bundle at the, I call it catalog price, but this is an online product. I don't know what's going on with my ponytail. So anyway, that is a thing. So I have all kinds of stuff. Lori likes to make sympathy cards. I love that you like to make them, Lori, because I found that they are the most important card you can make. Like seriously, the most important card. So hats off to you because that's awesome. All right. Thank you for enjoying my Inspiring Snapdragons card class. I hope you guys were all inspired by the beautiful flowers tonight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll check back with you later. This card offer goes through end of day on Friday. Thanks for joining me. Look through the week. I will be sharing pictures of the cards on in the Thursday newsletter that I send out. I will actually have another bonus card so that everyone gets that for free if you're on my newsletter. So not one of the cards I just made, a different setup altogether. You'll get that recipe in your Thursday newsletter. All right, everybody, until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye.